Hello everyone. I'm Osman Gani Tuhin, founder of Tuhin Partners. I welcome all of you to our webinar on legal freelancing in Bangladesh. We have waited 15 minutes to others to join. Many others still yet to join, but we will start our session right now. So basically, the legal freelancing, we never talk about it in our country, never ever. This is the first time we are talking about legal freelancing in Bangladesh. So in our neighboring countries, it is quite known and quite popular. But in our country, we are not very much known with legal freelancing. So let's start. What is legal freelancing? A lawyer's whole life is based on legal freelancing or freelancing. Basically, if you believe it or not, a lawyer's whole life is based on a freelancing. So what is actually legal freelancing? A legal freelancer is a professional who works on a project by project on temporary basis to offer legal service to clients. Legal freelancer are independent contractors who operate independently, offer legal services as required to people, companies, or law firms. Legal freelancer may provide various legal services such as contract preparation and review, document evaluation, legal research, and other writing services. Moreover, they could provide legal counsel and advocacy in administrative and judicial process. For their services, legal freelancer often charge fixed rates, and depending on the demands of their customers or clients, they may operate remotely or on-site. Legal freelancing may provide freedom and autonomy for lawyers who choose to work alone. For clients who do not need or desire the service of a full-time lawyer, it can save money and provide them access to specialized legal service. Why is legal freelancing important for law students and young professionals? Legal freelancing can be important for law students and young professionals for several reasons. Some of them are flexibility and autonomy. Legal freelancing offers the flexibility to work from anywhere, set your hours, and choose the project that interests you. It can particularly appeal to law students and young professionals with other commitments such as school or family obligation. Number two, gain experience and build a portfolio. Legal freelancing provides opportunity to gain experience and build a portfolio of work. Freelancers may work on various projects which can help them develop their skills in different areas of the law and build a reputation in the legal industry. Number three, network and develop contacts. Freelancing can provide opportunities to network and develop contacts in the legal industry. Freelancer may work with various clients and colleagues, which can help them build relationships that could lead to future work opportunities or referrals. Number four, develop business skills. Freelancing requires legal and business skills such as marketing, pricing, and client management. Law students and young professionals can develop their skills by freelancing to help them in their future legal career. Number five, supplement income. Freelancing can supplement income, which in law school or starting in the legal profession. Freelancing can provide a flexible and lucrative way to earn money while gaining valuable legal experiences. Legal freelancing can be valuable opportunity for law students and young professionals to gain experience, build their network, and develop the skill they need to success in legal industry. What are the sectors for legal freelancing in Bangladesh? Legal freelancing is growing trend in Bangladesh, and there are several sectors where legal freelancer can offer their services. Here are some of the sectors where legal freelancing is in demand in Bangladesh. Corporate law. Legal freelancer can provide service related to company formation, drafting, review contracts, corporate governance, merger and acquisition. Number two, intellectual property. With the growth of the technology sector in Bangladesh, there is an increasing demand for legal service related to intellectual property, includes including trademark registration, patent application, and copyright law. Number three, banking and finance. Legal freelancer can provide service related to banking and finance, such as contract review, regulatory compliance, and security laws. Number four, employment law. Legal freelancers can offer services related to employment law, including drafting and reviewing employment contract, advising on labor laws, and representing clients in dispute related to employment. Real estate. Real estate law. Legal freelancer can provide service related to real estate transactions, such as drafting and reviewing property, sales agreement, advising on property law, and representing clients in dispute related to property. Litigation and dispute resolution. Legal freelancing can represent clients in litigation and dispute resolution, includes civil and criminal litigation, arbitration, and mediation. Basically, these are for only young professionals, not for the law students. But law student can advise their clients and make a legal research or make a judgment summary for other lawyers. Immigration laws. Legal freelancer can provide legal services related to immigration matters, including preparing and filing immigration application and representing clients in immigration procedures. Basically, with the demand of foreign direct investment in Bangladesh, there's a lot of opportunity of immigration law. The investor needs visas, the workers, the expert coming to Bangladesh in different projects and different companies to help here. They need the immigration law service. Even the lawyer can help the students and other persons to help them to immigrant or migrant in other countries. Taxation law. Taxation law is an important area of legal freelancing in Bangladesh, as legal freelancer can offer valuable tax-related service to clients. Some of the areas of taxation laws where legal freelancer in Bangladesh can offer their services includes, but not limited. Number one, tax compliances. Legal freelancer can help clients comply with Bangladesh tax laws and regulations by advising on tax planning and compliance, preparing and filing tax returns, representing clients in tax audits and disputes. Number two, tax planning. Legal freelancers can provide advice on tax planning strategy to minimize tax liability and maximize tax benefit for individuals and businesses in Bangladesh. Transfer pricing. With the growth of foreign direct investment in Bangladesh, transfer pricing is highly valuable sector for legal freelancers. Legal freelancer can assist clients in complying with transfer pricing regulation in Bangladesh and providing advice on transfer pricing policies, preparation of transfer pricing documentation, and representing clients in transfer pricing audit and disputes. Value added tax or VAT. Legal freelancers can advise on VAT laws and regulations in Bangladesh, prepare and file VAT returns, and represent clients in VAT audits and disputes. Customs excise and duties. Legal freelancer can advise on customs and excise duties in Bangladesh. prepare and file customs and excise duties returns, and represent clients in customs and excise duty audits and disputes. Overall, taxation law is a significant area of legal freelancing in Bangladesh, and legal freelancers can offer a range of service related to tax compliance, planning, and dispute resolution to individuals and businesses in the country. Overall, there is a wide range of sectors where legal freelancers can offer their services in Bangladesh, and the demand for legal freelancers will likely continue to grow. Now, the most important question is how to brand yourself and get clients. Branding yourself as a legal freelancer is important to differentiate yourself from other legal professionals and attract potential clients. Branding yourself as a legal freelancer and attractive clients can be challenged, but there are several steps you can take to increase your visibility and credibility in the legal industry. Here are some tips and branding yourself for branding yourself and getting clients as a legal freelancer. Well, develop a professional website. A professional website is essential to showcase your skills and services as a legal freelancer. Your website should include your background, expertise, and a portfolio of your work. Then create a strong online presence. We all know that all the politicians wants to have media, whether it's print media or electronic media, because they want an online presence or the media presence. You have a mobile phone. Just use it as your media, so that you can build a strong online presence. Building a strong online presence by creating profile on professional networking site like LinkedIn, Twitter, uh, and Facebook. Share your expertise, participants in discussion, and engage with potential clients. Then build a network. Networking is most important here. Networking is crucial for finding clients as a legal freelancer. Attend legal conferences, join professional organizations, and participate in online forums to build your network. Then leverage your network. Use your existing network to contact, to build your reputation and generate leads. Reach out to former colleagues, classmates, and professors, and let them know about your services. Attend industry events and conferences to meet new contacts and build relationship. Offer free consultation. Offering free consultation can be an effective way to attract potential clients. It allows you to showcase your expertise and build relationship with potential clients. Ask for referrals. Ask your existing clients to referrals to help grow your clients base. Satisfied clients are often willing to refer their friends and colleagues to you. Create a blog. Creating a blog is an effective way to showcase your expertise and building credibility in your area of expertise. It can also help you connect with potential clients searching for information on legal issues in your area of expertise. Maintain professionalism, always maintain professionalism and deliver high quality work to your clients. It will help you build a positive reputation and earn referrals from satisfied clients. Use online marketplaces. Consider using online marketplaces such as Upwork, Freelancer, or Fiverr to find clients. This platform connects freelancer with clients looking for specific skills and services. By following these steps, you can brand yourself effectively as a legal freelancer and attract potential clients to grow your business. Now, how writing article writing, content creation, and research can build yourself, can brand yourself and get clients as the legal freelancer. Article writing, content creation, and research can be valuable tools for branding yourself and attracting clients as legal freelancer. Here's how. Number one, established expertise. Writing articles and creating contents on legal topics can help establish your expertise and credibility. Clients are more likely to trust and hire legal freelancers who are knowledgeable and well informed. Number two, increase visibility. Publishing article and creating content on legal topics can increase your visibility and reach a wider audience. It can help you attract potential clients and establish yourself as a thought leader in your industry. Demonstrate skill. Researching and writing about legal topics can demonstrate your writing, research, and analytical skill to potential clients. It can help them understand the value you can bring to their projects and increase the likelihood of being hired. Showcase personality. Creating content allows you to showcase your personality and style, which can help potential clients determine if you are a good fit for their projects. And lastly, generate leads. By creating and sharing contents on legal topic, you can attract potential clients searching for information on those topics. It can lead to inquiries and potential work opportunities. To use these tools effectively, you can create a blog or website to publish your article or other contents. You can also leverage social media platform to share your content and reach a wider audience. Be sure to include a call to action in your content to encourage potential clients to contact you for more information or to discuss their legal needs. Overall, article writing, content creation, research can be valuable tools for branding yourself and attracting clients as legal freelancers. You can build a successful freelancing career in the legal industry. And by establishing your expertise, increasing your visibility, demonstrating your skills, showcasing your potentiality, and generating leads will lead you to be a successful legal freelancer. So that was our formal presentation. Now we will go for our guest speakers. Okay, I can't find them. Let's start with Farah Mezabin, our panelist, who is a freelancer for over 2.5 years, and she is doing a very good in her field. She has established her career with legal research. So let's hear from her. Ms. Farah Mezabin, can you hear me? Okay, maybe she's out here. Let's go for Barrister Rohima Haq, who is founder of Ain Sheba, a tech-based.
Hello.
Okay. Miss Farah Mezabin has backed. So let's start with her.
Yes. Assalamu alaikum. Hello, everyone. Hello.
Yes, you are audible and loud and clear. You can continue. Miss Farah Mezabin, can you hear me? Are you here?
Yes, yes, I can hear you now. I had a huge network problem. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry for the interruption.
You can continue without using your video camera.
Okay, okay, okay. First of all, everyone, hello everyone. I think everyone is doing well and uh, doing good here. So, Mr. Gani, should I continue my speech or it's just an introduction?
Please
Okay,
continue.
okay. I'm really honored to be a part of this wonderful evening. Thank you, Mr. Gani, for organizing such a productive event and take this essential step for lawyers, which will open 100 doors for opportunity. Now, I don't know, everyone is here are students or established lawyers, but whatever we are, we are going to invent something for our country. It is invented already, but right now, through Mr. Guni, we are going to see a really wide path for ourselves because it will we can't you can unless or until you are in this, you will not know how many doors is waiting for you, and that will be open when you start taking steps. So today I'm here to talk about my experience on this journey, and I would love to invite all of you here to experience this excited journey too. I will not talk about the technical side of being a legal freelancer, but I want to say something raw, something about your mental preparation. Uh, we are all here when we first start thinking about legal side. What images we think? We think about courtrooms, about lawyers, about our black robe, about judges, about criminals, and lots of things like that. Or some may think about a huge designed corporate office. But apart from that, there is a lot is waiting for us. The world is really wide, and all we need is just to take our steps to that dream. So first of all, if we do not think like we are going to find justice to serve for someone, we will work as a lawyer. But apart from that side our life, what we are as a human being, what you are, what we are going to do, we are preparing our careers for ourselves for our career. This is our career and we have to build it. And unless and until we are building it, unless or until we are not going to build our own career, we will get dissatisfied, and a dissatisfied brain will never provide you something fruitful or something productive. So please just it is my request, just focus. If we start focusing on our career, then we have to think widely. And if when we start thinking widely, that will lead us to a really shiny path of success. And if you are a successful person, then you will think proactively, and then you will be able to survive the nation. You will be able to survive your partner, your colleague, your students, and everyone you want. So first of all, what you need is to build your own career, then work for others. So as a career, if you get depressed in the first 10, 8 years roaming around the court and doing nothing and thinking that what I'm doing, I'm a lawyer and I'm not getting my clients, I'm not getting the success my other colleague is getting, then what will you do? What will you think of yourself? You will become dead inside you. So here we are here just to open the doors in front of you. Mr. Goni in his slides shows you how many ways there are you can achieve your goals by using this career, by being a freelancer. If you are, just think about it, if you are a freelancer, you are not only a person who is working on your territory. You are, suppose in our country, we work in a small area, in a small district, where we are the lawyers here, and we work for around one or two 50,000 pupils. But when you are providing your service when worldwide, through worldwide way, you are a freelancer. You can sit at your room and you can provide your job activity to someone who is living in Texas. So how much the area has widened for you? Just think about it. Think about the creativity. Think about the area of your success. And here we are getting applied for 100, approximately 70 corporate big companies. You can drop your CV there. But in a freelancing area, is it possible to count how many companies you can work for, and how many companies, for how many companies you can drop your CVs, how much you can give to the pupil? So this is the main thing I'm talking. I want to prepare yourself to think. Just change your mentality, change your thinking process, and think wide. If you think wide, then you would be productive, and that would give you succeed. And there is a new term I want to use, that like World Wide Web. Now you go there, you think, you like, you are the spider, and you are making a legal web. You are spreading your web in a legal site, and you will create a new web legal world. That is my request. And there are lots of opportunities. It is us, we are backstepped. We have to step forward. In India, look at their position. Most of the IT jobs, they're hiring from India as a remote worker, and there also has gone so far in legal sides. And I'm really thankful to Mr. Agarwal that he took that really good step and bring that country in that position and manage students and lawyers so much work. And this is a big initiative, and Mr. Osman Gani is doing the same thing for our country. So here I want to finish my speech now, and I will appreciate, and I will request everyone that please think, change your thinking process, come back from that courtroom, sit in before your laptop and think that you could do it and you could build a very good career on freelancing. Thank you, everyone. Best wishes for all.
Thank you, Ms. Farah Mezabin, for your valuable speech. Now we go for, I would like to welcome our chief guest, Mr. Agarwal. He has joined despite his busy schedule. Welcome, Mr. Agarwal.
Thank you for your invitation, Osman.
Okay, we will get back to you. Just give us some moment. Our other panelists are still have to finish their speech.
Thank you.
So we will go for Barrister Rohima Haq, founder of Ain Sheba. tech-based law firm who already established her law firm in tech-based, and we already started our journey and training fellow law student and legal professionals. So I hope we will continue our journey, and Appa will share her experience with us.
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. So I would like to thank Goni Bhai for actually arranging this webinar on such a timely topic, that is legal freelancing. I think whole world know about freelancing, but very few actually know about it's legal freelancing, and giving me the honor to be one of the panelists. Hi, this is Barrister Rahima Haq. I'm the founder and CEO of Ain Sheba. Ain Sheba is a tech-based one-stop legal service platform. So as we know the topic, that is legal freelancing. So I should start my speech with the reason that I actually created this tech-based law firm. I used to work full-time in the court, and actually as all the law graduate, we always think one path actually, that after we finish, we will go to the court. So I was also one of them. But during 2019, due to my children, I had to take care of them. I quit my court practice. At that time, I was really, really depressed. Not that I do not want to take care of my kids. I also want, but I was trying to think how I can actually carry on my service. Because in Bangladesh, remote legal service is not that possible. People do not actually allow you to work from your home and prepare their legal documentation or all other things. So I was trying to find a way how I can work. And here we got, as Gani Bhai said, that why you should choose freelancing. It gives you flexibility and autonomy. So actually it actually, this flexibility bring me for this freelancing. And I was trying to think how I can serve even from my bedroom, because I want to be connected with this legal service. And then I found this, that people are doing startup and entrepreneurship, all other things. Then one thing I should say, I should give thanks to Coursera. I had one course there, legal startup. Then I actually created, as Gani Bhai said, I used actually his the different point, like free consultation, because nobody is going to hire me at that moment. So we start giving free consultation to whom? To SMEs, those who are very small people, those who are very small business people, but their need is really, really huge. So after giving the consultation, then we find out the gap, that they need actually legal literacy. Then we started legal courses, and there I should give really a special thanks to Goni Bhai. He helped us a lot in creating all those courses. And then we actually started from the short courses. Then after 1 year, we start giving documentation service. So see, if you can hear the journey, that we started from a free consultation, then we created the legal education platform and also the legal service. So it takes time, but what I got is flexibility. I can serve from my bedroom. I can actually go to the court, and I can actually serve from my chamber as well. So if we focus on this freelancing, it actually gives us a more flexibility. And especially I would like to say female, because their female dropout rate is really, really huge. Please, Gani Bhai, just tell me if I run out the time, okay? Because there are other panelists as well. So here is the short story about my journey, and I would really, really like to encourage law graduate and law students to think about this, and they will have a really, really huge opportunity. I'm also currently serving a US-based company, that is We Connect International, for more than 2 years, and that is also from my bedroom. So freelancing can actually open a really, really wide space. As Farah Apu said, the world is really, really wide. So legal service world is also wide. We have to actually change our thought process. As Farah Apu said, if you change your thought process and if you take patience. So here, as Gani Bhai said, that yes, we established, it takes already 3 to 4 years to just start a journey properly. So please have patience, and I would like to hear from others as well. And if we get time, we will actually share more other stories as well. Thank you, Gani Bhai.
You are most welcome. So we will go for our guest speakers who are basically student, final year law students who are quite good at their presence, and they have built a very good reputation of themselves, and they are quite known for their abilities and their expertise in other law departments and in the legal industry also. So first we go to Miss Tarazi. She is a final year law student of Breck University. She has published numerous articles, and I would like to hear our experience as a legal freelancer. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Am I audible?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Thank you very much, Mr. Osman Gani, for inviting me here. Good day, everyone, and Ramadan Mubarak to everyone who is observing Ramadan this year. I am delighted to be here among this intellectual audience, and of course, I am truly honored to share the floor with my fellow speakers who are highly qualified in their respective fields. So in my part of the discussion, I would focus on legal freelancing for law students, and I will basically try to assist them understand how to build a self-brand at the very early stage of law studentship. I would also like to share that I started my first legal work when I was in my very first semester of law school, and I have been working ever since in different fields. I have journal publications, I have engagement with newspapers, NGOs, law firms, and legal tech companies in home and abroad. I also have accomplishments in my academic and extracurricular activities, such as moot courts, debates, MUNs, etc. So what I will do is I will discuss on how to start freelancing as a law student and what are the types of research work or maybe projects that you could take on based on the legal skill requirements for your legal career in the future. I would also discuss some of the challenges that are from my experience with some of the do's and don'ts of legal freelancing for law students. And I would finally conclude by sharing some of the platforms where the law students can find relevant projects or offers for freelancing. So starting a freelancing career as a law student can be a great way to gain practical experience, to develop legal skills and earn some extra income or maybe some recommendation letters, some experiences that you could add in your CV. So some of the steps that the law students can take to start their legal freelancing at a very early age is, number one is that you have to develop your legal skills. Before you start freelancing, I think it's essential to have a solid foundation of legal knowledge and skills. And this can be achieved by taking relevant courses, maybe attending workshops, seminars, or maybe working as an intern or maybe volunteer at law firms or maybe any legal organizations. Another way of starting is basically to identify your area of expertise. Now that can be very confusing as law students because we don't know what we are expert at because we're very at the very early stage. Some of us, I think a lot of people who study law are somebody who didn't even think of studying law in the first place. So it might be difficult to identify your expertise, but it's also at the same time very important to identify your strengths and interest as a law student and focus on a specific area of law that you would probably want to pursue or maybe specialize in the future. That would help you to stand out as a legal freelancer. Also, it would help you to attract clients who would need the specific type of service or maybe the specific type of skills that you have and the service that you provide. Third one would be to build a professional network. I think networking for law students or maybe law professionals as well is very crucial, and I think essential to build a professional network of contacts that could potentially help you to find freelance work. You could also do that by attending obviously networking events like this or maybe some professional associations with people, connect with the legal professionals on social media. These are some of the ways that you could build on your professional network. Another way of networking is, which is very effective, I think, is to create a professional online presence. I think that is very important in this age of computers and network and digital age. I think as a freelancer, your online presence is basically your portfolio, something that represents who you are, what are the services that you provide, what are the skills that you have, what you are good at, what you are bad at. So I think that works as a portfolio, and it's also important to create a professional website, social media profile that can be a LinkedIn profile, or maybe even if you have a Facebook or a Twitter, and to showcase your skills and expertise there. One of the mistakes that we do, I wouldn't say if it's a mistake. I wouldn't say it's a mistake, but sometimes we have this tendency of thinking that LinkedIn is a very professional space and Facebook is a very personal space. I do understand that Facebook or maybe Instagram or the other social media platforms that we use on a daily basis, these are indeed very personal spaces, but at the same time we have to understand that that is something that represents who we are as persons. Maybe that is a reflection of our personality. So I one time I was trying to apply for this job, and they had this requirement that I have to share my Facebook profile with them, the link of my Facebook profile. And I said, why is my Facebook profile needed? I have LinkedIn. Do you want my LinkedIn, or maybe I have Twitter? They're like, no, we want your Facebook, because Facebook is a reflection of how you think. Maybe if I'm constantly sharing just memes and funny posts and sarcasm, which is fun, which is very fun, and of course we would do that, but to a certain extent. I think we shouldn't do that in a way that it is all we share. All I share is just memes and fun, and maybe sometimes there are sensitive topics. Maybe, for instance, recently in Bangladesh, I don't know if you're aware of this, there has been a meme on white supremacy. We all know that white supremacy is a severe global issue, but if somebody is making fun of it, maybe I personally wouldn't like it, so my employer wouldn't probably like it. So I think being sensitive or being selective about what you do on your Facebook or social media, I think that is also a part of creating a professional online presence to get better freelancing options. You have to also do another thing to start as freelancer, that would be to build your reputation. Now, how do you build your reputation as a law student? What we do as a law student is we have a lot of options to participate in extracurricular activities. For instance, in my case, I had the option to participate in debates and MUNs and moot court competitions, where I had the opportunity to build my own reputation, regardless of my institution, regardless of my team members, regardless of every other things. I had my own self-branded. This is the person that I am. This is my name, and these are the skills that I demonstrate. Another way for me to build reputation was when I started writing for newspapers. So what happens when you write for a newspaper is that every spheres of people from every walks of life, they go through newspapers. It can be any newspaper, maybe Bangla, maybe English, maybe Indian, any newspaper. What happens is that in newspaper articles, you have this option to share one-liner of your introduction. Maybe you can share one line, and sometimes you also have the option to share your contact details, maybe your email address. In that way, you get to build your own reputation as a person, as an individual law student, and I think that really, really helps. The last way of starting legal freelancing is to set clear boundaries and to manage your workload. I think it's important to set clear boundaries and to manage workload as a freelancer, particularly for students, because as students, we have this academic pressure, and then we also have this outside work to do. So what happens is that at the end of the day, if you do not set a boundary between your workload and balance between your freelancing career and your workload, what happens is that you, at the end of the day, when you burn out, it affects your academic. And that is the case, I think, for everybody. Particularly in my case, that was the case. So I would basically enjoy doing what I'm doing, and I am getting all the recognitions and everything. But at the end of the day, it affects my academic, because I'm not preparing my homework. So I think it's important to set the balance between the two. Now, I would like to also talk about the work options for law students. There are several work options for in terms of legal freelancing for law students, such as legal writing that I mentioned, research, of course. In terms of research, I would say drafting legal memos or briefs or motions, maybe conducting some legal research and analyzing legal documents. You also have the option to do some of the contract works that I've seen, that reviewing document, contract drafting and reviewing the contract, maybe compliance consulting, maybe that would include intellectual property consulting, or maybe ADR consulting, that is alternative dispute resolution. I do understand that for students it may be difficult, but in terms of your skills, if you have those skills, you can assist people, the consultants. Also, there is one that is very common these days, which is legal transcription, that I think a lot of law firms would provide to the law students in a contractual basis. To talk about the challenges of legal freelancing for students, I think I have to mention a few. First is the time management one, of course, balancing freelance work with your coursework, extracurricular activities, and other responsibilities can be definitely challenging. And also law students have to manage their time effectively to ensure that they meet their own deadlines of the academic works, and as well as to maintain the quality of their freelance work. Then another problem is client acquisition and client management. I think finding and managing clients can be challenging for law students or any students at all who are new to the freelancing market. So law students have to basically develop their marketing and networking skills to attract this particular type of clients that they would want, and also to build a professional network as well as marketing and networking skills to effectively find their clients, and to set clear expectations and manage their workload to ensure that they could deliver high quality work. One thing that I personally struggled with in terms of the challenges is legal and ethical issues. As law students, we have to be aware of legal and ethical issues that may arise out of the works that we do. For example, when I was working for this NGO, I was given a particular task, and they were offering a very good remuneration for that. But I was in question of whether it is ethical or not. I mean, because the work that I was doing, basically I would have to research on something to find out the relevant provisions and the relevant punishments and the relevant violations of law in my country, and then I have to provide the document to them, that is particularly my part of the work. But I know that that would be used for something that is not ethical. Maybe that would be used to violate the law. They're just looking for technical ways to violate the law. So I think when we are law students, we are in a very sensitive mood. We're just newborn babies, so we're very sensitive, and that is the time when we build our ethical aspects of life, maybe career and everything. So that is very important. If you, my personal suggestion would be, if you see that when you're working for somebody or working for any company or any corporation or any institution at all, if there is a question between your moral and ethical issues and the work assignment that you have, maybe a part of responsibility or a question of professionalism, I think it's important to basically set the boundary between what is ethical and not ethical, and what is the parameter of your professional assignment. And the last thing is, of course, pricing and payment. As law students or any students, there is a tendency of basically offering nothing or maybe offering very less, because we are students. We are definitely do not have the experience that is required. So I think it is important for the law students to understand and learn the modes of negotiation, and to be aware of the market system. And last thing that I would discuss is several ways for the law students to find their work for freelancing. Number one is, of course, online freelancing platforms. There are several. That is, I think there's one, Upwork. It's very useful for law students, I've seen. There is one called Freelancer. There is Fever with a double R, and there's also Guru. Networking is also very effective in terms of finding freelance work. Networking in terms of with going to the events and participating in workshops and webinars, maybe reaching out to the law firms and attorneys and legal departments of any institutions. I think that helps to find freelance working. Legal job boards. There are several legal job boards, such as one is there called lawjobs.com. I think that is also helpful for law students. Referrals. Referrals, I think, is one of the most efficient ways of finding legal freelancing work, because when you are doing a particular course under your supervisor or maybe your professor, they would know your skills, they would know your commitment, they would know your professionalism, and that is how I think they would refer your name. So you have to basically let people know that I am, sir, I'm looking for this type of work, or maybe if you have somebody senior or junior, somebody at your professional area, you could maybe just let them know that I'm open for this kind of job. So if you come across any, refer my name. That would be very helpful. So referral works really well. And finally, of course, social media, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook. There are several Facebook groups I've seen that are very helpful. Women in law, and so many Facebook groups that you can find that would help you to find freelancing jobs according to your need. So that is basically my part. I am again very thankful for this opportunity to share my insights on freelancing for law students with this audience, and I would be very happy to address any questions that you may have at the end of the session. And you can also connect with me on social media or maybe email me if I can be of any assistance to you. So thank you very much.
You are most welcome, Tarazi. That was a nice presentation. So we will go for Miss Anushka, who is an Indian law student, final year law student, and she is working for a law office in USA as a paralegal, as well as doing her freelancing work with her other colleagues. So let's hear from Anushka.
Hi, am I audible? Okay. Hi, everybody. Thank you for providing me this opportunity for presenting myself and my skills on this platform. I'm really honored and I'm really, really thankful for everyone who is present here today. I think most of my topics have been covered by Ms. Tarazi, and I think she spoke really wonderfully about everything, and she's covered mostly all the subjects that she could. Uh, Also, I think I should tell you about how I started my journey and how I got into this field and how that helped me. So I started freelancing in my penultimate year of law school, and I'm in my final year now. So it's just been a year since I've started working. However, in the past 1.5 years, I've seen that I've grown not only with respect to my finances, but also intellectually, definitely. And I have seen how my personality has changed over the period of time that I've worked with clients from all around the world, because you obviously speak to so many people and you tend to learn from them, and it really helps you out. So it's not just about helping your career, it's about helping you personally. I saw that everybody is using different platforms and everything, but once I got associated with Mr. Abhyuday sir and the whole team of LawSikho, I was working with specifically working with Upwork. So this was this freelancing site that I'm working with still, and it took me about 1.5 months to really understand how to get a grip on this app. It's like you need to send out proposals to, you need to apply to the jobs, and then you can speak to the clients if they do select your proposal, and then you can move forward with it. However, it takes you a lot of time to understand what exactly the client is asking for and if your proposal is going to be accepted or not, especially if we are talking about law students. Like everybody is not aware of what they really want to do or what they can apply for and what they're eligible to do, basically. So I think how it helped me is I applied to everything that I could. It's not really a very imaginable thing to do, but it's like you need to be very specific about what you need to do and what you know how to do. Basically, you need to learn the skills beforehand, and taking up courses and taking up all these online courses would help you, or physical courses, if you can, if you have them around, that would really help you out. For specifically for legal writing, contract drafting, and all of these courses are really helpful for you. You can upgrade your skills and then you can present yourself on these apps. So for the starting of my freelance journey, I was actively sending out proposals on Upwork, and basically it took me 100 or 150 proposals to land my first job, and that was a lot of work to do. There were sleepless nights. I'm not saying it's going to change everything and it's going to completely change your career within a day or so. It will take time. You need to have the patience to do it, and you need to have the consistency as well. And obviously you can come for guidance, you can talk to anybody that's working in the same field, or you can just look at people on LinkedIn and you can speak to them. And networking is a very, very big part of this legal field, and it really helps you to understand how you will proceed further in your career. You can just look up on LinkedIn and you could find people who are already working there, or working on LinkedIn, working on Upwork, and all those other sites that Tarazi mentioned. I think you should be able to understand how and when and where you should start from this point forwards. Also, I think having a very, if you're still a law student, I think having a very set schedule, you need to understand that you are working for so and so hours in a week, and then you're also studying specifically, and you need to be very disciplined about this thing, that you need to be very set with your hours of working and studying. So you cannot compromise anything between them, and you will see that you will have the experience that you needed in, and you'll have the experience international exposure that you needed for the most part. I took up contract drafting. I did not do legal writing that much. I did not write articles or any these. I did not do publishers, but I did do contract draftings. After I drafted contracts, I drafted terms and conditions, I drafted policies, and I spoke to so many startups before I was starting out, and even during when I was working with all these people. It is really it is a very good piece of information that you get from all these people. You will understand what people are doing, and since everybody's working on startups these days, it's the new trend supposedly. So it is really helpful for you to just understand what these people are, what the mindset of these people are. It's very enlightening to hear from them. So having spoken to all these people, it really makes me wonder, like, what next, what are people doing these days. So this is something that will help you in future. Also, I think when you build up a good LinkedIn profile, and you understand that this is a professional platform that where you can present yourself, uh, there also people will come and connect with you and understand that you're working for somebody, or you're working independently, or you're in taking clients or something like that. So they'll connect over there as well. So you will have the opportunity to work there as well. Otherwise, on Upwork, you can see that there are a lot of law firms that are working completely online. So now this since because of COVID and everything, people are working online, and it's not like we did wonder beforehand that how are we supposed to work in separate jurisdictions, and how is a legal professional not going to court or not going to office and still working. So this, because of the pandemic, there were so many shifts in the dimensions of people, that it is so it is a very common practice now that people have shifted their law firms completely on an online basis, and it becomes really helpful for us who are working from home, and our students as well. We are having the best opportunities in hand. We need to understand the fact that these opportunities might or might not be there in the future, so this is the right time to take on them, and this would be the best I think best decision that you can make in your career for now. Also, when you connect with all these people that are in the similar field, they'll help you understand how and when to start sending out proposals, or start talking to law firms or independent freelancers who are working. People hire independent freelancers, and then independent freelancers are hiring other people to work with them. Since I got a hectic schedule in my final year, so what I did was I hired most of my friends to work with me, and it also helped them, and it also helped me, and I was providing a certain set of remunerations to them as well. Lastly, I think it's all about being consistent in your career, and it's all about being consistent in your working skills. And I think you should learn over the period of time, and you should keep on taking up new and new courses, so that you are updated with all the skills that you can be using for these for these freelance profiles. I think that's about it, and I can, yeah. Thank you for having me. Um, I'll have I'll send you all my LinkedIn profile and everything, so you can contact me there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Anushka. That was a very good presentation. We will go for now our chief guest, who has a lot of expertise in this field, and he has driven almost I don't know about the numbers, but I know that he has transformed lot of law students and law professionals into this legal freelancing field. And we would like to hear from Mr. Abhyuday Agarwal, as he's already working as a COO and co-founder of LawSikho, and his experience will guide us through the legal freelancing journey in Bangladesh. I hope we will learn a lot from his experience.
Hi, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Gani, for inviting me. I am can I screen share? Is this visible? Just let me know if it's visible for everybody.
Yes,
It
yes,
just
it's
helps me to
visible.
put my points across more easily. But Anushka and Tarazi have said more or less everything there is. But I want to give some idea to people about how this market is, what is the opportunity here. Okay, so how we want to look at this is that after pandemic, there has been literally a once in a lifetime, once in a generation opportunity. Our seniors, parents, like nobody in the world had this opportunity which we have now, because simply because remote work has become possible post the pandemic. Before that, people never thought that working remotely is any serious work can be done by this, by working remotely. But this has completely changed now. Of course, it's not changed for many organizations in India. It's not changed for many organizations in Bangladesh. Maybe law firms still insist, right, that come to office. Lawyers say come to my chamber, but that's not the case when you look at the international market, especially developed countries where resources are, where people charge much more. They are harder to find. They are charging $100, $300 per hour. Okay. And that is where, so the legal talent is so expensive in those countries. And that is where there's an opportunity for us from India, Bangladesh, South Asian countries, African countries to pitch in. So basically, what is available now is the opportunity to work for US clients and international clients, like clients from Canada, UK, Singapore, Dubai, Australia, other European countries. Okay. And get remote jobs. It doesn't matter, even if you're a student, you can get remote jobs, remote freelance work. Anushka currently is doing remote jobs with a couple of US based law firms. And in addition, she takes freelance projects on the side when she has free time. So this opportunity has become available to us. She was our student, and she's our student still. And LawSikho has, so I am a co-founder and COO at LawSikho, and we've had more than 17,000, more than 7,000 people we have helped to earn through remote freelance work. And in terms of total beneficiaries of internships, jobs, and remote work, we have placed more than 14,000 students. Most of them have been Indian students, but there is a student from Bangladesh also who was enrolled in our courses. I'm going to tell you about her. But the idea is this, that Western markets, developed country markets are more well paying. Okay. And this remote work has made it possible for us to cater to them. If we have the right skills, if we do outreach means if we reach out to them, and if we have a track record means if we have the character of being trustworthy for the work. So basically, you have to be able to establish to a client that you've done their work before, which your law school hasn't taught you, right? So if you can, for example, learn some high demand skills like international contract drafting, that's what Anushka does a lot of, international IP work, international tech work, international business expansion work, then this becomes possible. So I'm going to start from the beginning first. Okay, why should young lawyers, I'm including law students, I'm including law grads, even if you're a mid-career or experienced person, why should you consider legal freelancing in the first place? Look, most lawyers have lack of sufficient skills to be employable when they graduate, right? And college is not taking the responsibility of ensuring that you get placed. This is the case for India and might be the case for many other places. This is the case even in US, UK, and Canada. So even if you have a placement cell or some committee in your college which is responsible for inviting recruiters, they are definitely not accountable. Right? If you don't get placed, nothing's going to happen for them, right? Like you still pay your fees, everything's done. They are not responsible if you're not placed. The other problem is that even if you do get a job by working very, 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 very hard, also, average salaries for freshers are very low in the domestic market. And I was searching for Bangladeshi uh, young lawyer salaries, and they were coming out to be around 40,000 Bangladeshi taka. Is that correct, Mr. Ghani? Is that what
Right.
is? Am I in the ballpark of what a fresher lawyer's salary is in Bangladesh?
It's even low.
Lower than 40,000 taka, right?
Right.
Okay, okay, got it. And in those salaries also, when you're being paid that, seniors are not going to be taking responsibility to train or teach you. They're not going to be paying you for that. They're not going to train you. They're not going to teach you. The pay is really low. Not everybody is able to get jobs. And in many internships also, you don't get full-blown professional exposure. People do not take interns so seriously. And while college may say that this is a fantastic opportunity for you to get exposure to the world, but that doesn't happen in internships as well. Okay, so then what happens? What is the alternative left? And there's so high competition in domestic market for all the jobs, right? The competition in domestic market for jobs is so high. So this is the problem that is there in the current situation for lawyers in India, Bangladesh, anywhere you can look at. Okay, the market in US, UK is different. So here is why I would say you should mandatorily consider the global legal freelancing market. First thing is it's much bigger. It is $800 billion. I'll tell you this, that Indian legal industry is around $2 billion. I was checking the numbers for Bangladesh, but I'm guessing it'll be like 40% or 50% of what Indian industry is, or maybe 30% of it. Okay, but global market is 400 times bigger than Indian market. US market alone is 200 times bigger. Right now, the goal actually, and this market has very, very little competition. Okay, so you can see here, this is from a website, IBIS World, where you see law firms in the US, $397 billion of revenue they made in 1 year. Okay, so this market has much bigger opportunities. And if you're looking at how do I succeed as a law student or as a young lawyer, you have to think of which are the areas which are very highly in demand, but where supply is low, where there won't be much competition, right? In the domestic market, it's not going to be like that. So how am I going to identify those opportunities? So competition in international market is much lower. Plus you have a cost advantage, which lawyers in the US, UK, Canada, in those countries, they don't have. They are charging $150 to $500. You can go on Upwork. Upwork is a it's a leading remote freelancing platform. You can check there. This is what lawyers charge there. Can you imagine $150 to $500 per hour of work? That's a lot of money, right? And so as a result, many SMEs, startups, solo practitioners, small law firm owners, they are not able to get assistance to build their brand, to build their profile, to get some back-end administrative work done, because they are ending up doing all the work by themselves because they don't have this kind of money to hire somebody to support them and grow their practice. Okay, and in those countries, even minimum wages for unskilled workers, you want to have a house help or a dog walker or a McDonald's, person who's at works at a McDonald's store flipping hamburgers, is going to be paid more than $15 per hour. So those guys are absolutely amazed if you can do some quality work for them, research, virtual assistant, content writing, helping them in writing blogs, producing videos, or there's more advanced work. You can do things around contracts. I'll tell you 10 areas in which you can work in for them. But if you can do these kind of things, like even litigation support, by the way, US legal work is, or any developed country legal work, there are huge similarities. Okay, whether you look at commercial work, business transactions, arbitration work, because these are all common law countries, you will find that the rules are so similar. Principles are the same, the name of the law is different, the name of the judgment is different, as a result of which you can pick up the work really fast. The work is also uniform because all these countries are signatories to many international treaties. Like if you want to do US IP work, you will realize that because of WIPO, World Intellectual Property Organization, and because of TRIPS, which has been signed by all these countries, domestic laws of every country, which is a signatory of TRIPS agreement of WTO, Domestic IP laws, because of that, are very similar across the world. Okay, so now if you can learn this work and just charge to $10 an hour, it's a winning proposition for them. If you can do this work, and if you work for 200 hours in a month, this is 8 hours a day, 6 days a week. You can earn $2,000 in a month. This is absolutely huge. Like, this is more than 2 lakh Bangladeshi taka, more than 1.6 lakh Indian rupee. And even if you're a student, if you get here, you can work for just 3 hours a day, 6 days a week, and earn like $750 per month, around 78,000 Bangladeshi taka, which is twice to 5x of lawyer salaries in Bangladesh, right? And same in India. This works out to be more profitable. Like, Anushka is doing better than any, a fresh grad would earn. Anushka is already earning that much. What she would earn, what a graduate earns in India in a top law firm, she's earning that much already as a college student. So remote freelance work makes that available. And post the pandemic, this has become possible because companies, law firms, clients, recruiters all over the world have gone remote, because they realized that if we go remote, we have access to a larger talent pool, right? The salary in Bangladesh, in Dhaka, is not the same as the salary in New York, right? If you go in a smaller city in Bangladesh, salary will be lower than Dhaka. So what if you earn Dhaka salary, but you work in a small town? Now you make it international. You earn London salary, but you live in Dhaka or in a small town in Bangladesh. It's going to work out for your advantage, right? So they don't mind even working with students. You will call yourself a paralegal, but you should know some of the high demand skills that they need you to work on. And trust me, you can find all this work on the internet. You can use freelancing platforms, or we conduct 3-day events where we show how do you find such lawyers, how do you find projects, how do you find high potential startups in these countries. Okay, but the good news is that the remote work revolution is leading to more than 50% workforce, even in US, UK, Canada, they are going remote there. So even if you live in Canada, some of you will think that why will an employer give us work? Why will they not hire locally? The reason is, one is that that it is cost effective for them. The second reason is that more than 50% of their domestic workforce is also going to be freelancing. They will not be able to hire employees who come to office. This is not the case for Indian or Bangladeshi organizations. There they'll insist, I'll not give you a job, I'll not pay you if you don't show up in office, I'll mark you absent. This is not like that in the US. Okay, once the world went remote, if they tried to enforce being in person, coming to office, there was something called the great resignation. Employees said, no, we're going to stay home. And that has stayed. So if you look at research, it says that 75% of all remote capable jobs are going to continue to stay remote. And about 20% of all businesses, 16 to 20% of all global businesses, are permanently remote. So you have to look at how can I tap into this area. Okay, and this is the trend that is showing you how many people are actually taking to freelancing in the US. Now this is becoming an advantage for us because US organizations are unable to hire full-time employees in their own country, and also there is a recession over there, because of which they have to cut costs and optimize, which means that they are going to be all the more forced to utilize more cost-effective resources and legal talent. Now, what you have to think of is this: if US and international law firms, startups, and SMEs will work remotely with foreign employees, with US employees, then why will they not work with you as well if you can do the work? And $10 per hour is only the starting point. Over time, you can increase your charges. You can even start a remote law firm catering to international clients, hire juniors from your country. Many of our students have done that. About 2 years, 3 years from graduating, they have started their own firm and expanded to 8-member, 10-member, 15-member teams. And you can hire remotely, right? You can hire from smaller cities. You can stay where you are, hire from smaller cities, have a remote law firm, pay your team members better than what the lawyers there pay, correct? And still you can bill your clients $10 an hour for their time. So which means it's a highly profitable enterprise for you, and you can scale it up. It's even possible for you to later on qualify the bar exam in Canada, US, UK as a Bangladesh qualified lawyer, because all these countries have systems by which another common law jurisdiction qualified lawyer can take an exam and qualify for practice in these countries. And if you've been doing legal freelancing, you've been remotely freelancing with clients in these countries, then you could also get an employment letter, employment offer, which you can use for a visa application or a PR application in Canada, or employment visa application. But this only happens if you actually have built some track record of freelancing. This is the advantage, and this is why it's even better than doing LLM. Like LLM doesn't give you all these opportunities, but remote freelancing does. And then you can charge, once you qualify foreign bar exams, you can actually charge $50 to $100 per hour, and earn about $5,000 to $10,000 a month. That is the potential. Okay. And yeah, and whom can you work for in this market? Who could your potential clients and recruiters be? So I just want to give you some numbers. Some numbers I have in here. Yeah. 99% of the players in the market are SMEs, small law firm owners, solo practitioners, and high potential startups. High potential startups in industries like software as a service, fintech, edtech, AI, blockchain, health tech, all of these. Okay. So I'll just tell you what the numbers look like. And it's crazy. Like 33.2 million small businesses are there in US, 3 crore. Okay. And 1.2 million in Canada, 5.5 million in UK. Each of them could benefit, even if each business takes even, two paralegals. And these businesses cannot afford full-time lawyers even in US. Their legal budget is less than $10,000 a year. Okay. Now if you are assisting these businesses, and even earning $500 a month, okay, it will actually enable all of us from India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, any developing country, or any of our countries, we could actually not have the issue of lawyers being underpaid. Poverty for lawyers, lack of opportunity for lawyers disappears. US has 1 lakh. US has alone 4.5 lakh law firms. Canada has 1,20,000 lawyers and 75,000 or so law firms. UK has 10,700 law firms. So many law firms are there, because of which, all these, if I just take US number, 1,20,000 law firms in US are of lawyers who are 0 to 20 in size. Okay. Now these law firms need a paralegal who can help them with, maintaining a blog, maintaining a client newsletter, writing articles, helping them get on podcasts, getting them invited on webinars, legal support, litigation support, some basic drafting work, research work. If you just think that, how those 1.5 lakh law firms will need even 5 paralegals, then you will have 8 lakh paralegals being employed. Now in Indian market, Bangladesh market, you might face that there's a job scarcity, so many people competing. But 8 lakh paralegals is crazy. If that many people get absorbed from our countries, there is no problem at all of opportunity, right? We don't have that many people doing it. In India also, 1,50,000 people graduate every year. Okay. There are 10-15 lakh lawyers in India. So 8 lakh paralegals just doing US work, that completely sorts out the problem. Same, right, for Bangladesh as well. And these players cannot afford to work with BPOs or LPOs in India because of low volume of work. They don't have so much recurring work, and BPOs, LPOs charge more. And they can't also set up their own BPO or LPO. But the bigger players have that, right? If you see big law firms, big companies, what have they done? They have set up their own legal process outsourcing company. Like Clifford Chance has their own outsourcing and entity from where all the global legal work comes to Gurgaon in India. Okay, for the Clifford Chance office, all the back-end secretarial work gets done there. So Clifford Chance has a way to make its costs lower at scale. But how does a small lawyer, how does a law firm of 5 people or 10 people compete with that kind of pricing? So they also need to engage remote freelancers to be competitive. Okay. And that's for the lawyer's side. Now, I didn't even count how many startups are there, how many paralegals they may need. But I'll just give you some examples. Like, imagine that, there's a startup in Silicon Valley and they raise seed funding, $500,000, $1 million funding, right? And investor wants them to run a tight ship. They'll say that we have a bill of, they want them to hire a lawyer. Now, if they hire a lawyer in US, it's going to cost them $50,000 a year minimum, $100,000 also. But they have an option. Can I hire a freelancer from Bangladesh? and cut that $50,000 bill into $10,000. I'll get the final reviews done by a US lawyer, but that will take only 10% of the time. The majority of the work can be done by a trained Bangladeshi or Indian lawyer. That's the advantage. Okay, then are they going to try it? Are they going to do it? It adds so much. Are they going to try it? And what if they realize that their competitors are doing it, and if they don't do it, they are going to be uncompetitive, right? And this is how basically there's going to be a massive influx of work to train freelancers in India. And this is how our students have been able to get this kind of work and succeed. Now, which kind of clients are there? Which industries are they in? So startups, for example, could be operating in any of these industries. Names are on screen: consumer internet, SaaS, digital media, all of these, right? And you see how big these industries are. Global e-commerce to hit $58 trillion by 2028. All these industries are growing very fast. Look, what is the compound annual growth rate here? It says 27%, 26%. It will grow every year over the previous year. These are phenomenal growth rates at a global level, at an industry level. Average salary growth in a normal job is 8 to 10%, right? But here these industries are growing 26%. So the lawyers who actually grow in this could potentially grow very, very fast. You can see internet advertising market also from 319 billion to 1.1000 billion plus. It will become in 9 years, triple in 9 years. So all these industries are growing really fast. Fintech also. Now we have to think that how can we get into this area? So for that, you have to learn skills. You have to build a track record. You have to do outreach. Okay. And any industry you see, this is the logistics industry, logistics tech industry. So India has some startups called Dunzo or Delivery. These are all in logistics tech. Okay. Cloud computing industry. Each of them, you look, these are such huge numbers in dollars, right? So how do we know that this is working? We've already had more than 7,000 people start earning. Every month, 700 LawSikho students are able to start working through remote freelance work. Many of our students have now used this track record to move abroad to US, to Canada, to Dubai. Okay, some have got remote jobs with firms from these countries or from European-based firms like Brussels, Belgium, Australia, all these countries. Now, here are a couple of people from Bangladesh. I'll just show you who have been killing it literally on Upwork. This is a person from Madaripur in Bangladesh. Okay, what does he do? IP work, copyright, DMCA contract, right? He has done a regular course at WIPE. Okay, no, he has not done any foreign degree. Okay, it's just a regular thing he has done. You can see his profile also. I don't know if that window is sharing. Okay, share this tab instead. You can see his profile, $160,000, crazy amount, right? More than 2 crore in Bangladeshi taka he has earned. He doesn't have any foreign degree. You might be aware of this university there, and he has how much experience? 3 years back he graduated as a lawyer, right? So isn't that cool? Now I'm going to go back to my presentation. This is another person in Khulna in Bangladesh, $120,000. He does also contracts, corporate data privacy, all this work, right? Getting started with remote freelance work is a great advantage. Anushka has already shared her experience, right? And this is a student of ours. She's from Bangladesh, from Dhaka. She's now preparing for the judiciary in Bangladesh, but she has been working with a Texas-based client and another client in US, okay, and was earning $500 a month by assisting clients with remote work. It was around writing, recruitment, administrative work, research, social media management. Really, if you have no skills right now, you can still do research, content writing, social media management, help them, take interviews of them and edit them with a simple software like Filmora. Anybody can do it. You don't even need any training on it. That will make you learn so much about their work, and they'll be happy that you're helping them do branding. So in India, there is a restriction that lawyers can't solicit clients, promote themselves, etc. Okay, and many lawyers take it way too seriously that they don't even do genuine business development. Okay, all the big firms do it, but they do it the way it should be done properly after using disclaimers and everything. But many lawyers are just afraid to do their own marketing, in the smaller lawyers. But here in these countries, what happens that marketing, advertisement, solicitation, this is legal, subject to some regulation, but you can legally do it. So these lawyers have a very desperate need for talent, and they can't engage digital marketing agencies. They don't understand what kind of work needs to be done. in this market. So they prefer to work with somebody who understands their legal system, and it could be you. That person could be you, and they can't pay like $200 an hour, but they can pay $10 an hour. That is like a godsend gift to them, right? That they can not hire somebody for their household work, but they can get a trained paralegal at that rate. That's like crazy. How long does it take to get started? About 2 hours a day if our students invest. LawSikho students, my company, the brand name of our startup is LawSikho. So if somebody takes our course, they are able to do this if they follow our guidance for 2 hours a day, they are able to get initial results in 2 to 3 months and are able to earn anywhere between $500 to $2,000 a month in 1 year, depending how much time they invest. And Anushka also said, right, that she was able to get clients in the first month. And the thing is that you don't have to always be permanently doing remote work. If you want to, feel free. But if you have your court practice in Bangladesh, you have, or you want to go for law firms in Bangladesh, if you say I have done remote work and I have international clients, it counts a great deal. Okay. So that's it from me. And in case you want to know more about our courses, you can always visit lawsikho.com, or there are some free boot camps we conduct. I'll just show you, for example, this one. Okay. This is when we are doing 8th to 10th April. So you could sign up. It's free, right? Okay. In case you want to understand more about what we do. So you can sign up for any of the boot camps here, or on the site also it turns up. So we keep doing in various areas for lawyers related to legal freelancing and all of that. And to know more, if you want to connect with me personally, you can reach out to me on Twitter, LinkedIn, or Instagram. Okay, that's it from me. Thank you. I think I overshot, but in case you all have any questions, please feel free to ask.
So that was a very insightful presentation. I think I personally learned a lot from you, and I hope our participants also learned a lot from you. And now we go for the Q&A session. If our participant has any question to any particular of us, please raise your hand and ask your question. Miss Anushka Thapa, please. You just unmute yourself and ask the question.
Yeah, hello, sir. Thank you so much for the presentation. And I'm from Nepal. I am a law student currently studying in fourth year. And I've also been interning in, as of now, I've done in two law firms, and I'm applying for the third one. So, talking about remunerations, if we acknowledge at the end of the day the work we do, I think the effort we put on, the time and managing our studies, everything, I think that counts. And I really want to seek a suggestion on how we could tackle with law firms not just underpaying, but they're not even willing to pay, like it's like free labor. So how do we work on it's a very practical issue and we don't know the solution. So it would be helpful if you would just suggest ways to tackle this.
Okay, so what you need to do, look, you can't change the industry in your country. Okay, we also can't, right? What we can show is options for people to work where there is a different kind of environment, different kind of learning. But to get to that, you need to learn a few high demand skills. Okay, what are high demand skills? Like international contract drafting, or international or US corporate law, US tax compliance, or how does a business expand internationally? Let's say European business wants to expand to UK or Canada or Singapore or Dubai. If you learn those kind of skills, you can do international work and operate in a different market. Data privacy, this is also a very interesting skill. Okay, and people who work in privacy are able to rise up really fast. You can't change things in your country, right? I also can't. We can't do that here. But what you can do is you can change things for yourself, and that changes everything, right? Like if you look at how Anushka Rawat was there, right? So how she said that, my confidence has increased. For 1 year I've been doing this. She pays her college fees herself, doesn't take money from her parents, earns well, and all of that can be possible, right? But the point is that you got to get out of that expectation that someone else will teach me, respect me, etc. It only happens if you can get yourself in a position to provide value. And also that value is appreciated better in a international market because there they have a scarcity of talent. Otherwise, everybody is going unskilled and asking for opportunities to prove and perform and get respect and get money. That's the problem that is happening. Does this help you to understand the situation?
Yes, sir, but to cla I mean, it also depends on the work interest and the areas. It's not always about working internationally. If I want to do it here in my own country, bring change or whatever, just to have an impact, would it not, I mean, hinder my, I mean, it
What?
would just go for
Ask me a question. Like, what are you dealing with? What is the challenge? What is the problem? You can say, okay, this happened. Like, I don't earn enough, or I don't feel respected. I don't feel ABCD. I don't find
yeah,
any
yeah,
growth.
that's
What
right.
is the
That's
thing?
how do we tackle with that?
Tackle which
I
one?
mean,
Money, respect, which?
yeah, all of those, all of those. Do we set standards or do we sign
How can you set
contracts with
standards
the
right
law
now?
firms?
If
Do
have
we
you
sign?
how much experience do you have?
I have it of 3 years.
Okay, how can you set a standard in the whole of Nepal market?
No, I mean, I said with the law firms I would work now in
You can
future.
set, but they can tell you that I don't want to work with you, right? Feel free to negotiate, that's fine. And the
Yes.
best way to set standards is when you can say that, look, I can help you grow by this much, or this is the value I add. And if this is worth, let's say if this is worth this X to you, then at least pay me 2% of it or 3% of it, right? That's how you set and negotiate.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it doesn't happen, right? Otherwise, how will you set standard? You can just say, no, I don't want to work for this low. I want this. I want to not be contacted at 10 p.m. and be told by my boss that I have a working weekend, right? But
Yeah.
they'll say, no, there's work, there's work. What do you do then? You can say no to it. And then you have to fend for yourself, right? What do you do in your career? Now, how you change that is if you are the master of your fate, then you will want to grow. And when you grow, then you can set better terms for other people who work with you, right? But if you in your domestic market, you are only being able to pay X, you can charge your clients, what you can charge clients is limited in the domestic market as a 3 years qualified lawyer. So therefore what you will pay your juniors will also be limited by that. But if you are working in international market, what you are earning is much more, and therefore you can pay much better. And when you are building an organization that grows, you can then make an impact by creating a firm which has 20, 30, 50, 100 people who are paid much better terms than what a Nepalese firm would pay, right?
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Because if you just do activism, the legal industry is just going to go back, right? You will have a lot of law students who will say, yes, ma'am, Anushka Thapa, ma'am, is really good, but it doesn't bring about change. And this happens in India also. People say that seniors should pay, they exploit law students, right? Only 5,000 or zero payment for internships. And I agree with that. But how do you enforce that should? If the law student can't add value, then senior won't pay. It's a matter of professional business thing for them, right? So if you can say that I add value and then I'm not paid, then you can say get lost to the senior and you can work with another senior who will pay you or directly with a client. That's the only option. Unfortunately, it's a harsh reality, right? And the law students are right that seniors should pay, but then the system didn't put them in a position to add that kind of value.
I think Anushka got her answer. So let's
Yeah.
move
Yeah.
forward
Thank you,
to
sir.
our next question, Mr. MD Sifat. Please introduce yourself and ask your question.
Yes, thank you very much. I am Mohammad Sifat. I'm from Bangladesh, and I have currently I'm working in E.co Group as a senior legal counsel. I have a question to you, Abhyuday Agarwal Bhai, that how to get admit or certified in WIPO. Actually, I see I've seen in when you are presenting that some of the profile are getting certified by WIPO. So how could I
WIPO
get?
has free courses that you can do in a week, okay? In less than a week, you can do it. So that is
Okay.
very easy. You can just
So
go on the website and do it. But
very
that
much
doesn't
to
teach
you.
you the practical part, huh? So you can write that. but you'll have to still know how to do the work. Like in US IP, for example, how to do US trademark filing or how to deal with responses from the registry. It's called office action over there. Okay. So those things, if you know, then so WIPO certification is adding for a selling statement, but you have to know how to do that work. Like when we started our IP courses, now we run it directly, and we have a collaboration from NSDC and Skill India. That is a government arm which has run in private public partnership. Government arm basically recognizes us, but we had done one course with Texas A&M University of US, and so people who've done that course, they write, okay, LawSikho US IP course or Texas A&M University US IP course. We have a LLM also with Texas A&M University in IP. So now those things teach you how to do the work, but feel free. WIPO courses is free, so you can go online and see that you can do it at least, and then see if you get some traction on your profile. Because if you get some traction, that's good, and then you can figure out how to do the work. And if you need any help, you can always come to us. If you want to do it faster, you want to learn these things, and it's harder, but you can figure it out on your own also. And the WIPO certification will add credibility.
And one more question to you. That is, I'm actually expert in Bangladesh land law. So,
Land
is there any land laws? I'm totally proficient on, especially based on Bangladesh land law. So, is there any in any option in the freelancing platform to do something or add something within my experience? Actually,
Yeah, you can do US real estate work. It is quite similar, and I teach a few things in our boot camps for free. But you'll realize that US land records are put on the internet. Okay, every state has a different registry, but the transfers, registration book, all of that is there in soft copy form. So you can do a lot of apart from lease agreements, transfer work, transfer tax advisory. Transfer tax is equal to stamp duty. I think you all have stamp duty there, right? Like India has
Right.
stamp duty, you must also be having. So you can do that. Equivalent of that is transfer taxes. So you can do real estate advisory, drafting, transfer tax related work, title search related work also you can do over there. And case law
I would like
research
to
and support for lawyers who do real estate and property work.
Okay, I would like to add something with Mr. Agarwal. Mr. Sifat, our land administration is digitalized right now, and we can do a lot of work from home by getting clients because we can the mutation of the property. I'm getting a lot of it, and the property transfer, the land tax revenue payments, which are payable in the digital transfer and maintainable in the server. You can do a lot of things in Bangladesh also with your
yes, thank you
expertise.
for your information. I know that the mutation process and the land development tax submission process are being digitalized, but right now the registration process is actually done in some context. Some in sub-registry office, they are taking two types of registration, like manual and
Within 1 year, it will also be digitalized.
Oh, thank you very much, Tuhin bhai, for your insights. And
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mohammed.
brother, I'm being very much. I am honored, and I'm feeling proud that you are in this host in program host, and being encouraged to see your enthusiastic program to
Thank
be
you
a
so much.
freelancer in this
Yeah.
legal sector. As we heard that in so many skilled people like IT guys and CSC background guys they
Correct.
may
Correct.
they may do the freelancing work, but in legal sector we can do that. Is
Exactly.
actually
Exactly.
this that I hear.
That has become
So
available after pandemic. IT guys have been doing for 20, 30 years, 10 years
This
plus, 20
webinar's
years. Yeah.
purpose is to let you know that we can do, and we can do more than we can imagine. That was our
exactly,
actual purpose of this webinar.
and thank you to invite that to host this kind of webinar for us, especially for Bangladeshi people.
Thank you so much.
Inshallah, we will continue more. Just be with
Inshallah.
us.
Inshallah. And
Okay.
Abhyuday, other inviting you to visit our country as soon as possible.
Definitely.
We are
Where are you
cordially
all
invite.
from? I don't know which cities you all are from. Everybody must be from different places in Bangladesh, right?
Okay.
Most
But
of
great,
them are
thank you.
from Dhaka, basically.
Most of you are from Dhaka, okay. In
Uh,
college,
so-
in college where we used to study, there was in Salt Lake, there was a bus stand where direct bus service was there, overnight bus to Dhaka. Some
Right,
of our
right.
batchmates
The
had taken it also.
green light service or something like that.
I
I
think so.
don't actually remember the name.
Uh,
So we go for the next question, Miss Anandi Bikash. Just introduce yourself and ask your question.
Yes. I am Anandi Bikash Chaudhuri. I am from Bangladesh Army International University of Science and Technology. First of all, thank you, sir, for your important session.
Thank you.
My inquiry is on nowadays, almost all of us wish for a better life. This is nothing to blame. But now we all know many countries follow common law. But there are many laws which are not same. For example, Bangladesh has recently enacted a patent law. In that case, how exactly can we practice in that sector? Or you said about PR, so that in another country with a degree from one country, how can we practice on it in freelancing sector?
So see, if you are practicing in one area, you can learn the skills for that area much faster. Okay, and if you need any help, you can always check up a course like LawSikho has these courses. I am not aware of other organizations doing this, but LawSikho has been doing this now for the past 3 years. You can find a course in that area and you can grasp it. But why it is easier is because the work is quite similar. The act is different, the authority may be different, but the work, the process, principles are similar. If you take IP, very similar principles. Even I was surprised that land laws had similar principles, right? And land laws also would, because British were ruling over our countries. So then system is going to be similar to look at it, right? So
All the Commonwealth
everything
countries are same.
correct. So it is transposable, but we don't know that it is transposable. You know, even in coding, there is like different languages you can program in, but there is a subject of programming, object oriented programming or functional programming. In that, you learn the common principle of programming, and then you can learn any language in which to code. Language is just a medium of speaking, right? Like you and I have emotions, intentions, thoughts, and if we choose to speak in Bangla, we speak in Bangla, or we choose to speak in Hindi, we speak in Hindi. So this is how the legal system is. Okay, the language, it's like the language is different, but the actual work is the same. Okay, so it is, that's why when you know that, okay, I am helping somebody respond to a patent objection, or I'm helping somebody draft an agreement where he wants to make profit from manufacturing or from distribution or by providing a service, you will understand, okay, what needs to be done. Contract work though is 90% same. In every other area also, there is so much similarity. Once you start looking into it, you'll be surprised. And some of these things can be done much faster. Like a US company can be created sitting in 10 minutes. We show people how to create a company in Delaware or in Canada, in Ontario, where you have Toronto as the capital city, or in even in UK takes a bit longer, 20 minutes. India, it takes much longer. You can't show a demo in India how to create a company. Okay, but there in Delaware, you can do it sitting right here at home. Even many things in California you can do like that. So that's the advantage, and you can learn it. That's the point. And once you have some track record, you've worked with a few clients, then you can also give the foreign bar exam, and by then some of them will want to work more extensively with you, and they may give you an employment letter. But when you're working remotely, they will still transition you from remote project basis to remote job, because they want to block your time, because you are an asset for them and they don't want to lose you. They don't want to risk that you will be busy when they have work with some other client. Okay, so they say, can you do 20 hours of work with me regularly every week? So that is how it works. So yeah.
So you say that it also give us PR.
It doesn't. It can lead to PR. PR not in all the countries. Canada gives direct PR many times, but UK, US, you can get employment visas. US has H1B system. UK has employment visa, and once you go there in any country, usually the system is you go on an employment visa. Okay, and this is a 2 year process, 2 to 5 year process. Huh? In the first year, you're only focusing on building a track record, getting your earnings in place, and then in your around 10 months to 18-month period, you can give foreign bar exams and continue to work remotely. Anywhere between the end of second year to fifth year, you could get an invite from a foreign employer to move there. Okay, and our students have been offered those things. Some have taken it up, some have not taken it up. So that is what you got to do. Okay, so then yes, it can lead to PR if you execute the strategy like this, because Canada next 3 years is going to welcome 1.5 million immigrants. US is lower, Canada is the highest in terms of how many immigrants they need, and they need that so that the government earns enough from taxes to finance the old people in their economy, because they have less population. They are not like us. They have less young population and more aging population, so government has to support them, for which they need tax revenue. But who will produce the goods and services if everybody in their country is retired? So they need immigrants.
Thank you,
Just
brother.
like Japan is doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go for the next question. Mr. Asif Ilahi Dipto. Just introduce yourself and ask your question.
Hello everyone, am I audible?
Yes, you are loud and clear.
Hello everyone, I'm Asif Ilahi Dipto. I'm a final year undergraduate student from Bangladesh. So it's not like question. I need two advice like right now. The first thing is what are the basic skill need to learn for an law grade during his university from like undergraduate from. And the second one is is it worth it now to do LLM like right after the undergrad, and or just I need to expert myself in different kind of skill.
LLMs are seriously overrated. Okay, and extremely expensive. Overrated matlab it's like out of proportion people pay emphasis to it, but it is completely a disaster. When you do an LLM without knowing the truth of the value, it's a big problem. Okay, but what skills you should know? US IP work, international and US contracts, US technology law work. US, I'm saying a lot of times because 50% of the legal market is US. US corporate law and tax work. Then there's something called international business expansion and market entry work. Basically, it is about imagine a foreigner establishing a company in your country. Okay, you can think from Bangladesh perspective. Somebody from India wants to establish a business in Bangladesh. What would they need to do? They will need permissions for foreign exchange. They will need to set up a company in Bangladesh. They will need to comply with tax laws. They will need to have contracts with local people. They will need to protect their IP, right? And few other things. Now, these things, if you can do for 10 different countries of the world, all these developed economies, then you are immediately in demand. So you can figure out the answers for Bangladesh, and then you can figure out the answers. If you figure out answers for Bangladesh, you can help foreign clients doing business here. But you're still competing with the Bangladesh firms, then the law firms who do it, right? But now the moment you can help people do it across the world from anywhere to anywhere, at least in 10 different countries, then you are suddenly in demand. And at $10-20 an hour, it's an unbeatable rate. Even international arbitration, data protection and privacy. Choose whatever you like. Investment transactions work the same way. Term sheets, shareholder agreements. I don't know if you've done corporate work, but corporate work is very similar across.
Okay. So this LLM thing is like kind of unworthy in the whole.
Lot of money for almost nothing.
Okay. Thank you.
That is what happens. Unless you want to teach. If you want to go and teach in a university, then LLM is very important. But most people do it for entirely different reasons. Also in US also you don't need to do LLM because you can give California bar exam directly. But if you need to, if you want to, let's say, give bar exam in New York out of personal choice, then doing LLM there is important.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. So shall I?
So
Let
I
this
think
go?
we don't have any other question.
Okay.
Dear participant, if you do not have any other question, then we can conclude our session.
Thank you so much. Yeah, let me know. I'll wait.
Okay, I think we don't get any other questions right now. So
Okay, it'll be great to
I have
have
a
some
message.
feedback. Was I able to add value? Was it relevant for you?
Definitely, you have added value, and you have been very insightful for our participants and for me also. I have been with one of your boot camps also. I know
Okay.
your expertise, but our participant was not aware of you, and our
Right.
participant learned a lot from you, I think. And I hope we will collaborate more in future.
Great, great. Thank you. Yeah, I look forward to doing something in future. Feel free
Yeah,
to reach out.
sure.
And you can
I
find
got
me
your
on Twitter,
number.
LinkedIn, or Instagram directly and reach out as well. Any of you if you want to.
Sure, I will share your LinkedIn profile with our participants
Oh,
so that they can reach with you.
okay.
So thank you again for being with us despite of your busy schedule.
Thank you very much.
And inshallah, we will continue more in
All right.
future.
Take care.
Take care.
See you, everybody. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, dear participant, I have a final. I have a finally, I'd like to say that we would like to continue our journey more and more in future, and we like to be uh, expand our session. We like to work together, and we need active participants who really wants to join with us, who will collaborate with us, because in future we will arrange more workshop and more training sessions in future, so that you can be able to do your legal freelancing in Bangladesh and as well as in the international markets. So I will share a group link, a WhatsApp group link. I don't want everyone to join, and actually, if you don't feel like you do not want to collaborate actively, then please do not join. I want the active people who wants to join and who wants to add their values and who are very much active, who will be active and who will take this legal freelancing seriously. They will must join in our session, in our group, WhatsApp group, and we will collaborate more in future. I think I got one another hand, Miss Moondas, Advocate Moondas. Please.
জি, থ্যাংক ইউ ভাইয়া। শুনতে পাচ্ছেন আমাকে?
Yes, you are audible.
থ্যাংক ইউ, অনেক ভালো একটা সেশন আসলে আজকে এনজয় করেছি। তো আমার প্রশ্নটা আপনার কাছে ছিল, মানে আমার অনেক আগে আপওয়ার্কে একটা অ্যাকাউন্ট খোলা আছে, তো আমি কি সেই অ্যাকাউন্টটাকে আবার রিনিউ করে কন্টিনিউ করতে পারবো কিনা, এটা একটা প্রশ্ন। আর একটা হচ্ছে যে মানে আমাদের অ্যাকচুয়ালি স্টেপ বাই স্টেপ আরো ভালোভাবে গাইডলাইন গুলো দরকার হবে। আমি সেজন্য আপনার মানে আরো পরামর্শ গাইডলাইন আশা করি পাবো, দ্যাট আমরা কিভাবে বাংলাদেশ থেকে স্টার্ট করতে পারি। এবং আমি আশা করি যে এটা অনেক ভালো একটা জার্নি হবে এবং ওনাদের জন্য এটা অনেক অনুপ্রেরণার হবে। থ্যাংক ইউ ভাইয়া।
ওকে, ফার্স্ট আমি এই মাত্র আমি যে হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ গ্রুপটা শেয়ার করেছি, এটা বেসিক্যালি আমার শেয়ার করার উদ্দেশ্য হচ্ছে we need some active people who will take this legal freelancing as a serious profession, and they will be add their value, so that we can connect more and we can share with our values, because we do not know everything. Like you are like if you are working in IP law sector, but I am working in contract drafting sector. You got a client for a client contract drafting, you can refer me. But when I can get IP related clients, I can refer you. then we will share our insights. We will share our contents with each others. We will arrange more workshops and more training, so that we can start our journey from here and we can accelerate our journey to the international markets also.
ভাইয়া ছোট একটা প্রশ্ন ছিল, মানে মোবাইল থেকে কি মনিটরিং করা পসিবল অ্যাকাউন্টটা রিনিউ করার জন্য বা কিছু, পিসি বা ল্যাপটপ নেসেসারি, মানে এই কাজে
No, not PC. Your PC is not necessary. Your mobile phone is more than enough.
থ্যাংক ইউ ভাইয়া।
So I have already shared the WhatsApp group, and if you are not still connected with me in LinkedIn, you can connect me through my LinkedIn, my Twitter. Then we will collaborate more, and you will get the daily updates. Not daily actually, but I try to be frequent about our corporate and commercial law updates. I try to circulate those news frequently. So if you are interested to hold any workshop or any training session in future, you can directly DM me, or you can reach out to me for any suggestions or any help. So I think if none of us have any other questions, then I will conclude it by thanking our panelists, our guest speakers, and all the participants who have joined our webinar by losing their valuable time. I hope we will continue our journey more and more in future. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone, and Allah Hafiz.